Imagine you are walking through a quiet Buenos Aires neighborhood late at night. The streets are narrow, the houses are low. Then you turn the corner, and you stop. Rising above the rooftops, 5 stories tall, crowned with a dark tower and a dome that scrapes the sky, stands a palace in the middle of an ordinary street, as if something magnificent and terrible had been dropped there from another world. And then you notice the beasts, stone creatures, grotesque, frozen mid-snarl, staring down at you from every surface. The neighbors call it El Palacio de los Bichos. People say it has been watching this street for over 100 years. They also say it is never entirely empty. The year is 1910. Villa del Parque is not yet a city. It is a world of country estates and summer houses where aristocratic families escape the noise of Buenos Aires. The air smells of eucalyptus and wet earth. The only sound at night is the rumble of the train. It is here that Rafael Giordano makes his decision. A wealthy Italian immigrant from Salerno, he commissions a palace, not for himself, for Lucia, his lovely daughter, a wedding gift. Every stone, every beam, every ornament was shipped from Italy, marble that crossed an ocean, iron forged by hands that would never see this city. On the 1st of April 1911, the palace roars with life for the very first time. Lucia Giordano marries Angel Lemos, a violinist. The celebration fills every room, music, dancing, champagne that never empties, candles that burn long and low. The guests laugh, the palace glows, and for one single night, everything is perfect. From the grand balconies, the guests cheer as the newlyweds descend to the street below. Lucia still in white, and Angel laughing, both of them luminous with the particular madness of people who believe the best is still ahead. No one looks at the train tracks. The carriage moves slowly through the wet earth, the wheels sinking into the mud, and the road to the crossing is dark without streetlights. Just the distant glow of the palace windows behind them, and the sound of celebration fading into the night. They never heard it coming. The locomotive appeared from the darkness without warning. There was not time to stop or to scream. The impact was instant and absolute. The carriage was obliterated. Lucia and Angel were still inside, within their wedding clothes. They killed on the spot, their bodies thrown into the mud beside the tracks. From the balconies above, the guests saw everything. The music stopped. The laughter stopped. Everything stopped. Except the train, which continued into the night as if nothing had happened at all. As if 2 human lives were nothing more than a slight tremor in the dark. Rafael Giordano threw himself onto the wreckage. They had to drag him away from the body of his daughter, still dressed in white. By morning, the palace was a tomb. Giordano ordered every window were sealed, every door locked shut. Then he left Argentina forever, back to Italy, to carry a weight that would never lift. A father who had built a palace to protect his daughter, and watched her die in the railway outside its walls. The palace stood empty for 80 years, and then, exactly 1 year after the wedding night, the neighbors began to listen. Music coming from inside the sealed mansion, the sound of dancing people behind the boarded windows, figures that swayed and turned and celebrated as if the night had never ended, as if time inside those walls had simply refused to move forward. But here is the detail that turns the blood cold. Every night, at the exact hour the carriage reached the tracks, the music stops. Instantly. The silhouettes vanish and the windows go dark, as if something inside still feels the impact. Every single night, neighbors see the same scene, after so 3 times. The palace was eventually reopened and restored. It was converted into apartments. Families live there now. And the stories never stopped. They say that the doors open on their own more, also sounds of weeping drifting from empty corridors at night, or shapes moving through the hallways when no one should be there. One resident, when asked if living there frightens him, simply smiled. "The palace lets you know it's watching," he said. "That it's looking after you." If you ever find yourself in Via del Parque, walk to Campana 3220. Stand on the sidewalk, look up, and ask yourself, why do the neighbors still lower their voices when they speak of it? Some houses hold their history in their walls. The Palace of Beasts holds something more, something that dances, something that weeps, something that stops every night at the same hour and waits for a train that already came.